Hi, my name is Wayne Slavitt, and welcome to Run It Like You'll Sell It. You know, I can't tell you who's going to win the World Series this year, nor can I tell you where interest rates will end up at the end of August. But I can tell you this with 100% accuracy, every business owner in this room will one day no longer own his or her company. 100% guarantee. Matter of fact, you're going to exit your business, hopefully vertically, but some of you horizontally. One day will come when you no longer own your own business. The only thing we don't know when. We know the event is going to occur, but we don't know when. So if you know an important event is going to happen in the future, but you're not too sure when, doesn't it make sense to plan for that event? Doesn't it make sense to give some forethought before it happens? And isn't the need to be ready ever present in your decision making? If not, it certainly should be. According to the Exit Planning Institute, nearly half of all company exits are involuntary, and they're forced by these dramatic external events we're going to talk about. And almost 80% of companies have no written plan of succession. Now, in the exit planning world, we talk about the 5 Ds, and none of them are good. Death, disability, divorce, disagreement, distress. Sounds like a novel, doesn't it? These are not good events. These are not good outcomes. And when someone's being forced to do something they don't want to do, we know that the outcome is not going to be happy. And when owners do attempt to sell, the results are equally as dismal. Only 1 out of every 5, 20% of companies that go to market each year are successful. Now, if that was your batting average, you probably wouldn't ever get off the bench. And what's the main reason? The number one reason for this result is there's very, very little preparedness. When companies go to market, they just have not put forth the amount of presentation that they need to have the kind of outcomes that they want. And so we talk about and have created this term of the seller's mindset and how important it is for each and every business owner to adopt the seller's mindset. Seller's mindset is the attitude that your business is continually prepared to be sold, addressing all of the issues a buyer would be most concerned about. You're being race ready. The go bag is by the front door, because arguably your most valuable asset is your company. So when it comes time to transact and to sell your business, it makes sense we do the things to ensure that you're getting the best possible price and terms for your company, that you're maximizing the value of your business. So what's value? I try to keep things as simple as I can. And I look at value as having simply 2 variables, just 2. And those variables are earnings, or what we call EBITDA in the M&A world, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, and the multiple that we're going to multiply those earnings by, or otherwise known as the EBITDA multiple. So the EBITDA multiple is heavily influenced by business risk. Matter of fact, it's inversely related to it. The more risk in the business, the lower the EBITDA multiple. And we define business risk as any aspect of a business that will make it difficult for a buyer to predict the future. So remember, a buyer is buying your future, but looking at what happened in the past. If the buyer has difficulty predicting where revenues are going to be or where earnings are going to be, it's going to have a negative impact on the value of the business, obviously. So what we want to really try to do is we want to try to lower the business risk in a company, while if we can, at the same time, growing earnings. And the impact of those 2 initiatives is to what we call supercharge, turbocharge the value of the business. We make our decisions not by guessing and having hunches and kind of thinking, but we do instead try to seek out data that supports the decisions we're about to make. And if we can always follow that attitude, we know we're going to be able to deliver good quality outcomes because we're analyzing your own individual data. My first business mentor, Paul Naylor, drove this home each and every day and had this sign in almost every office of our company where he said to act upon what you know, not upon what you think. Go out there, find the data, review financial statements, review internal reports, measure KPIs, measure OKRs, whatever it might be, but base decisions on data. So we've created this incredible business risk assessment scorecard that looks at over 145 areas in the company or questions in the company. And we look at about 22 different departments in the company. And the purpose of it is sort of to mirror what you might go through in a mini due diligence process to identify where the issues are before we go to market. The goal is to prepare you for your sale, to make sure that when you do sit in front of a buyer, when you are entertaining offers, you have presented your company in the best possible light. We've created something we call the first 5 steps. We've talked about the risk assessment. We're going to do a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to identify both the internal and external aspects of both the good and the bad in your company. From those two, from the risk assessment and the SWOT analysis, we're going to generate an action plan to address the most important areas of risk first. And we're going to look at just the next 90 days. We're going to also analyze those expenses that will likely not recur so we can add them back to maximize earnings off of which the value is based. And finally, we're going to come up with a summary business valuation, typically a range simply for benchmarking purposes. Those 5 diagnostic tools together are going to give us an incredible insight as to the current state of your company for preparedness. I tell all my clients, I tell all prospective clients, let's start today. Because if we don't start today, that's one less day that we have to maximize the value of your business and to help you run it like you'll sell it. Thank you.